is up, buds? Welcome to Weed&d, the positive live tabletop role-playing experience. I am your dungeon master for the night, Brandon Allen McClanahan, but you can call me Bam. I'm freaking pumped to be back, my friends. So good that you lovely folks take your time and come hang out with us and each other, and just it's so much love involved in this project. We are all very dear friends in real life. We all love this game a lot. We love the art of storytelling. It's like we love art, we love music, we love all these things, and this little project has become just such an amazing amalgamation of all the things that I hold dear in my life, including some of my favorite human beings. So thank you. I'm a little emotional. I got my birthday coming up, and it's a big one coming this Friday. So maybe I've just been reflecting a little bit more. But it's like, man, I appreciate the hell out of every single one of you who does whatever you do in any capacity to help this thing happen. That includes sending in art, sharing on socials, doing all that stuff. I'm not even going to list them all because it's not about what it is that you do. It's the fact that you do anything at all. And it means the world to us. So thank you specifically to the Buds community and all the incredible artists that have provided us with so much great stuff just to continue building on. It's the greatest blessing in the world. And I am a very happy, soon to be 35-year-old man. So, we're back. We've got a sweet giveaway. We did the soundtrack. Congrats. Arj won last week, Arj Nemesis, which, our hashtag champion. And so this week we're doing something kind of cool, though. One of the members of our cast, the immensely talented, hilarious, and wonderful human being, Gus, Two Blunts, Langley, has put out his own comedy album. And so tonight the giveaway will be, make sure you put hashtag WeeDnD in the chat to be eligible for this giveaway. But once we decide who wins, you're going to win yourself one of the albums from our man Gus. And I'm going to be super jealous because I still haven't gotten mine yet. I'm waiting on the postal service. But yeah, I'm super pumped. Gus is a hilarious human being. Honestly, all the artists that work on this show are incredible, far beyond just what we do in this show. Some of my favorite performers, entertainers, content creators, like all five of these fucking human beings are just legit fucking people. So I honestly, after talking about them, I just want to go over and see them. So I think I'm going to do that, actually. In order to proceed the production along, I have to pass this little joint here through the magical fibers of the internet to my dear and wonderful friend, Brenna Folger. Hey, Brenna, how you doing, dude?
Oh, shit. Thank you. What is up, buds? This is Brenna Folger here. You know me as Bruno, the Serpent Slayer, or rather, Prince Bruno, the Serpent Slayer. I'm so excited to delve into this more with you guys, and I'm also excited to smoke out of this new pipe. We're calling it the Dracodile, the Snackadile, because it's a real snack. It's a real snack. And I love sharing my snacks, so I'm going to share this snack with the snack, Weed&d.
Ooh, and I love snacks, and I'm going to go ahead and take that. And yeah, Weed&d, a.k.a. Tynna Smoothhands around these parts. Smoothest hands around. And you know what? I'm chilling with some new glasses myself, I got it's just me and my little Sanriho, just her and me, and we're chilling. And I'm just going to keep that sharing mood along. And I'm going to pass this on to my Drewby. Let's do it. What you got, Drewby?
Ooh, thanks, baby. I like your piece. What up, y'all? Drew, Thoricus the Dwarf, short-cocking it. I don't have much to say, because I don't know what the fuck is going on. I know I'm really angry about it, though. I'm not angry about you guys being here, so thank you for that. Best friend, airdrop, coming to you. Oh, shit.
Oh, you good.
Okay.
Oh. Not even a bit of bud wasted. You're 2 for 2, best friend. What's up, everybody? Jake Taylor here once again as Rial Authorvon, who is so blessed to have you buds. You're here for the heavy shit, the funny shit, all the shit in between. And man, let's see what kind of shit we get into tonight. I can't fucking wait. And you know what? I've got a little delivery from my friend Gus. Hey!
Hooah! Yo, what up? It is your boy Gus, Two Blunts Langley, holding it down. And like Bam said, he is correct. Put a vinyl out, something that I always wanted to do. It was like a life goal of mine. And during quarantine, I was like, when am I going to have this much time? So I fucking did it. Here it is. It's gorgeous. It's like, they're clear. I don't know if you've ever seen a clear album before, but you're gonna. So yeah, I promise that it'll make you smile at least once, and if that's all that happens, it was worth doing. So let's keep the smiles going, and I'm gonna pass this love along to my man Bam, who's got a birthday coming up, baby.
Oh, and a birthday joint, indeed. You know, normally I would jump right into our thing here, but Gus just reminded me of something super cool. I just want to thank everybody who has sent us these amazing messages about how this show has helped get you guys through a combined, shared, pretty tough time. Gus said something that I think is super important, and that is, if we make you smile just one time, then all of this is worth it. And it literally touches my heart in ways I can't describe, to know that we're able to help get through this shared collective crazy time together. So I fucking love you, buds. We do have a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't, but we like to take a lighter, like this little piece right here, look around, make sure we're not going to light any of our friends, family, or household pets on fire, and go, light us up. Let's play some fucking D&D, guys.
WeeDnD, high fantasy, literally for you and me. So load up roll and make a roll to take control. WeeDnD.
Oh, yeah, mad love to the man behind all our original music, Sandy Stein. He cranked out that kick-ass intro, and we frickin' love it. Whew. All right, guys, if you'll please allow me to set the mood. When last we left the Ferocious Five, they had at long last returned to the material plane after a harrowing escape from the mad wilderness of the Feywild. They were guided by Sir Curie to the demiplane of Lament, where Celestia, the tree lord of the realm, required a purging of their guilt in order for them to proceed. Secrets were revealed, and burdens long held in singularity now spread their weight across the shoulders of the Five. The next portal found them in the plane of confusion, and before its master, Glorp, fed upon the confused minds of the Five, generating enough power to send them forth once more. And it was within the plane of sadness that the most painful discoveries held deepest within came to light, and after the purging of these sadnesses, the Five generated enough energy for the portal that would return them home. But their release also served to invigorate them, connecting them once more to the struggle of the other mortals that destiny has called upon them to protect. We join them now as they materialize once more within the Dryads' kolt. All right, guys. We jump back in. You know, as I described, you just stepped through this strange magical portal that connected you between the plane of sadness and the realm of the prime material plane, your home plane, the plane of men. Your feet stand upon the broken sundial, destroyed by the magics of Divot when last you were here. You see char marks on the ground all around you, but yet the circle of flowers that encapsulate it still intact. Thoricus, you look down at your feet, you see a couple of the flowers just crushed beneath your boot, and you pull your foot away and you notice the flowers are still immaculate. Even after you crush them, they reform and just stand there, creating this strange circle around where the time dial once, was completed. Currently, that's probably not the most ample of your concerns as you look around at the littered green forest that surrounds you on all sides. Once more, having been gone for a while, you feel that presence of the frozen sun, still held in the sky from almost near the beginning of our adventure, when the great druid Achaeus grew to the size of a mountain and froze it in place as part of the strange ritual that destroyed the Shattered Isles. The You look around and you see the giant lumbering treants, one of which that had taken out a divot with a large boulder the last time you were here, as you guys kind of ran away after disrupting whatever ritual was supposed to take place between the child, Esmeralda, and the awaiting Fey spirits that were calling her here. You take note of your surroundings. You see the same three treants, that the dryads had shaped into, almost like Power Rangers shaped into in these giant wooden mech suits that are basically just big trees. You also see a couple more of these dryads. Last time you were here, there was only a few in number. You see 3 more of them kind of scattered around to your northwest, northeast, and then almost directly east from you. The last one that had kind of chased you off as you ran away before. You do look around on the ground around you, having not been here really that long ago. You notice that there's like a ton of like dry autumn leaves coating the ground around you. And you're just real quickly in the back of your mind, you're remembering the last time you were here, there wasn't anything like that. Like it seems a strange detail that doesn't quite make sense as you look around. And another thing that just doesn't feel right, you've been bathed in the magical energy of the Feywild for so long that the world itself strikes you as exceptionally ordinary in this moment. No longer these massive surges of emotions that play upon your mind. No longer these fanciful, weird creatures that dictate your path along the way and try to draw you into all directions. But just the quiet stillness of the material plane. The plane of men. That ambient energy you called upon to perform these epic feats in the middle of the battlefield. You feel as you kind of try to draw that energy again once more, and it doesn't answer. For anybody but Tynna. You're standing there in the middle of this sundial, and you feel that flooding surge of the river of power that is Shantia's connection to you. And you notice that now you're back in the material plane. This connection is stronger than ever as you have matured as a caster, stepping now into 8th level, learning even more of these higher level magics. But you feel, as if your body, that had maybe been at 75% potency through most of this, you feel that river just flow through your veins and the sweet embrace of Shantia and a full direct connection with your patron god is once more connected. But currently, you only have the moment to take that in, and you look around, you see these lumbering treants turn their faces at you with warped wood. And you notice that same strange dark blue glowing in their eyes that you had seen in the berserkers you defeated here in the last battle. It reminds you a lot of the dark purple mist that you saw coming down behind Glacius when you battled the armies of Queen Mab. You hear the treants speak. The Dark Queen has marked you for death. It is time you are served to the Lord of Shadow. And you see the giant, 10-foot-long arms reach up like giant logs, and you see the roots that connect them into the ground start pulling up as moss and grass is torn and gravelly rocks split as their massive frames start moving toward you. We are going to be jumping into initiative.
Ooh.
Oh.
Damn it.
But the autumn leaves, though.
I just have one question.
should know.
Where are the mamas and the papas? All the leaves are brown.
And the sun is froze.
And the sun is still fucking.
sun is froze. I love that song so much.
Before we jump into initiative, I do
shit.
feel this connection to Shantia. Would I notice how much time had passed?
That's
That's a fair question. Tynna, yeah, let's go ahead. Normally I would say that would be, I guess survival would be your closest, kind of gauging your surroundings to try to wean any details, especially your connection to nature magic itself. You know what, Tynna, I'll say make a survival check, and you have advantage, actually, because of your imbuement between Shantia, this surge of power once more.
17.
Ooh, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
All right. So you
That'll
notice
work.
a few things, Tynna, that strike you as odd. In that last description, that the fact that the roots of these treants had reconnected, that moss had grown where their connection between the wood and the ground was before. You look around at these leaves and you're like, you look at the trees around, the leaves are not from any of these trees. All these trees are green. You know, there's no autumn leaves among them, so where could these have come from if they blew in? Oh, there's so many around. You know, you start kind of adding all the details up, and then it strikes you. You're just like, you know, having realized you stepped out of a window of this plane and now back into it, your high wisdom, your newfound intelligence, you're kind of starting to put some things together. You know for a fact, Tynna, there has been a time distortion. You are standing on a place that you were yesterday, 2 days later.
Huh?
So,
One more time.
yes, you've lost. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was extremely confusing. But yes, no, you have lost. You would gauge, you know, again, the sun doesn't move, so you're not exactly, you know, a 17, not quite the 20 or anything, but you are able to pretty much look around and determine that it has been about 2 days of natural growth since you were here last, which was yesterday. So basically, you've lost an entire 24 hours since you.
Okay, well, I take note of that, and then I'll roll initiative.
Okay. Make sure to select your token again.
Yeah, you don't want to waste an 18 like I did.
He'll never forget it either.
Oh no, I meant just now again.
Oh no, again?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. I mean, I got a 16 afterwards, but I'm just like, come on, Drew, pull your head out of your ass.
Okay, that's not super good. A 3.
Pull your head out of the grass.
I'm also gonna give. I'm sorry. Boom, 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 boom. And then I sing the song.
Drop
And I
up your
add
ass.
these monsters.
Hello, sir.
Gonna add the
Man, we're all rolling hot.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh.
Hot potato.
And I am rolling not.
Nice.
Oh, foolish.
All right, so there we go. Boom.
What I like to hear.
Order that descending like so. All right, so yeah, you guys, again, you're kind of moving in hyperspeed still a little bit. You know what I mean? Like you came from these, like, it's just everything moves a little slower here. There's not these waves of things tearing at you. And so you just kind of look around and you're able to, you know, like as they move, you're just, you know, you guys are, again, you're level 8 adventurers now. Your reflexes, your abilities on the battlefield, your powers themselves are growing. You step up, you're just so innately ready for these kind of situations now that Real Othravon, with your high dexterity, you are the first to go. You see, like I said, all of the treants have those burning blue and black, or sort of purple and black eyes. The dryads do not. The dryads just look like their normal self. Let me boom, give you a dryad there. You know, you just see they're kind of like their body is made out of bone. Not quite as animal or monstrous as the Spriggan army that you faced in the Feywild. These creatures seem almost to be made of trees themselves. They're these wispy tree spirits. If you recall, they didn't seem to be like terribly like to do a lot of damage or anything like that, but they have some strange magics that kind of were pestery as you guys fought them last time. And then they ran, and they apparently have the ability to merge with trees. You've seen it a couple times. But again, they didn't see you coming. You just appeared out of nowhere, you know, dropping on the ground.
Hi.
Yeah, so Real, you know, you quickly scout. You know, you're kind of the farthest to the west, and you know, you spy over your top shoulder. There's the treants just kind of lumbering toward you. The dryads seem to be okay hanging out in the trees. It's only the treants that seem to be moving toward you guys. You do also spot the I'm just gonna ping these real quick. The corpses, those little strange like hollowed skull eyes and bodies of the dudes you killed when you were here last. They still remain on the ground. No life in them or anything.
Those are the animal folks.
Yeah,
those two.
those weird berserker guys that had like again that burning eye magic. You know, you're kind of piecing this together, Real. You're like, man, this certainly seems like a lot of Queen Mab stuff here. You know, so but again, you notice as well, Real, when you look at your feet, these flowers that you're stepping on, these little beautiful blooming purple flowers, they're in like almost a perfect circle around the point where the sundial was, and you're just kind of like looking around. It's like this seems to be some kind of, you've heard of these like subtle places in the world where the veil between the Feywild and the material plane is thin, and you think maybe at one point this was one of those portals, but now it required great magic to send you here. So you're just kind of, you're a very bright guy, so you're just kind of putting all this together, and it's your turn.
Interesting. That's a lot to take in. All right. Shoot. Just kind of looking at the landscape here. So I'm looking at Center Boy, this big tree here.
Okay.
If he's gonna advance on us, I know they have that projectile that hit Divot last time. That's not so good. So I don't know if they're really gonna be approaching, but I want to slow down the center guy.
Okay.
And I've definitely got the range with the spell sniper feat that I took. During our getting higher.
Yeah,
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
Spell sniper, great.
And then let's see. I mean, based off of where we just came from, let's see what these trees think of a little bit of winter.
That sucks
Ooh.
for them.
I still feel the winter chill of the Feywild, having come from the strange workshop in the high mountains.
It almost comes accidentally even. I intend to set it on fire, but it ends up being the Ray of Frost, the new spell.
Nice. Yes, you call upon the ray of. Hey, do you know does he get a saving throw against that the slowing down ability? Does it say anything in the spell? I just can't remember if he gets a save.
Let me cast it. Or
He did
it-
cast,
Yeah,
but it doesn't have the
too.
details on there. I can just pop
That is a good question. Because it should be by like 10 feet until his next turn.
Yeah, I
Here.
would think if he did. Yeah, no, it's just if you hit, and you did, it takes 1d8 cold damage,
Gotcha.
and its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. So, yeah, he can only move 10 feet less. And, as far as I recall, treants aren't really sprinters or anything. So, they have a pretty normal movement. That'll definitely help. So yeah, you shoot this again. Trying to summon fire on this tree, Real. You haven't quite yet reattuned to where your magic is pulled from in this plane. The arcane trickster magics that came so easily in the plane of trickster fairies has a different feel here. Not better or worse, just different. And as you kind of throw that fire beam at it, you see it freezes in the air. It turns into an ice bolt, breaking on the chest of the treant, dealing actually pretty good damage. 7. You roll pretty hot there. And yes, his speed is slowed. You see the icy, as the ice magic kind of covers his thick wooden skin, you see small pieces of ice start to form and gather around his roots, as if he's being frozen into the ground a little bit as he moves forward, like he were grown in a permafrost.
Slow your roll there, maple motherfucker.
Yeah, that's he won't be able to get all the way to you guys now. That was a nice use of that new spell, Real. Again, you guys are all feeling that extra level in you. Smarter, more charismatic, more in tune with your surroundings. Having fought with each other for so long now, you're starting instinctively to know what each of your roles are and what to do. It's you guys move like gears in a clockwork. So yeah, Real, you got anything else you want to do there?
I'm just looking for hiding places, but
so it's
I'm
a
also
little
not
it's a
sure.
little weird because we're top down, but you could, if you wanted to drop down into this broken, it's about 5 feet tall, this broken stone circle. You could just drop down into the cracks and try a hide check with your cunning action.
okay. Or even perhaps those flowers that keep growing back. Are they big or are they just like little tiny?
Yeah, no,
Here's
they
a
grow.
flower.
They're about 3 feet tall, so you could kind of just tuck into them. You would probably, the ones that can see you, that this treant over here on the east side, he might not be fooled if you try to hide behind the flowers. The other two would probably lose sight of you, though. They have a little bit of a worse view on you.
Okay. I'll go ahead and let's take the best of both. Kind of between the flowers and those cracks that you'd mentioned, like right where the sundial was.
Cool.
And you just need a stealth check.
Yeah, give me a stealth. Basically, 15 is the DC. 20 to hide from all of the different viewpoints on you.
Hiding in the
I do have, like, a
flowers.
+10, so I
Get
think
like a plus
better.
14.
There it is.
Say it like 1, it's a 15. Like,
It's almost impossible for you to fail it. Yeah,
Wait.
Real, you quickly drop in between these, shifting stones as you're all kind of trying to balance your feet on this broken pile of rock. You find a nice gap that you think is supported by a couple of the other rocks that are holding them together. You find a nice cozy place in there. You now have the benefit of full cover as well as being hidden.
Ooh, I'll take both. I do want to imagine like the rest of the 5 look down in the crack and there's just a Real.
Cha. All right, sweet. Tynna Smoothhands. What do you do?
Well, I see Rial, or perhaps do I see Rial hop down?
Yeah, you do. You kind of see him just like disappear between the crack, and then when you look down, he's like,
Well, I want to take his lead, you know. I want to get some cover on myself, and I also want to kind of get a closer look at these flowers. So I think dropping down is a good idea here.
all right. You kind of want to hop in off, like in between the flowers and the stones there. You pretty much, you easily manage it with the amount of movement that you have. It is difficult terrain, so you have to use 10 feet of movement to move 5 feet, but that's all you have to do. You move down, Tynna. Give me a nature check.
Yeah.
Again, you get advantage just having being a cleric of nature in this specific instance.
Sometimes my computer is slow. Okay. And you said I do have advantage?
You do in this case, yes.
Just an 8, unfortunately.
All right, so you're not able to discern much about these flowers as you kind of get down and inspect them. But you do know one thing, Tynna. These flowers are not from the prime material plane. You notice as you kind of run your thumb along the blue petal of the flower, almost as if it were made of watercolor, the colors shift under your thumb as you touch the petal. And you're like, well, that's not a normal plant that does that. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. And looking at it, you've heard the legends of fairy circles and things like that. These strange circles of flowers in the woods that are said to be the gateways between the worlds. And looking at this, you think this might be one of them, but you don't really glean too much more information than that.
I take note of its beauty, and I think I might paint a picture of it later. But anyway, I want to cast Shield of Faith on, I think, Rial to grant him just some extra protection right now while we're in the line of fire.
Dope, yes. I believe it's 2 AC from Shield of Faith. Am I correct there?
Yes.
Sweet. So yeah, Tynna, you gather that surge of magic in your hand. You feel that rushing wave of Shantia's light and glow. And, remember when you were like making that deception-y kind of magic bomb and your colors started changing, that pure, warm, yellow golden light starts channeling in your hand as you pass this magical shimmering shield over to Rial. Rial, you gain a benefit of a +2 bonus to your AC for the next 10 minutes as long as she holds concentration on you.
Wow.
Damn, thank you.
Yeah.
And Rial's able to feel the sensation of that, right? Like I can turn back to Tynna and just kind of know it's that Tynna magic.
Yeah, and it's that good. If you recall when you were standing in the benevolent garden and there was that warm glow of benevolence that flowed off of the coffin, it's similar, that same bounteous light. You feel, you almost feel like the trees around you that aren't trying to kill you are trying to protect you and nurture you and offer you warmth. It's a smooth, soft, lovely feeling that is the magics of both Tynna Smoothhands and Shantia.
I made it extra tasty. There you go.
I definitely show my gratitude. I got to throw Tynna a nod, like, It means a lot, especially because there was
in the ground.
suspicion.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sweet. All right. That is just a bonus action, Tynna. So if you wanted to cast a cantrip, you're still able to.
Okay, cool.
Or if I don't think you have a ranged weapon, but you have a ranged cantrip if you were so.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if examining the flowers was my action, but if I can.
Nature's your bad, girl. You can take a quick, pretty look at some flowers and then still throw some searing fire.
I look at flowers all the time. Whatever. Yeah. In that case, there's this rightmost, this bottom treant, and I'm going to hit it with a sacred flame, a la Rial. See if I can light it up.
Yeah. All right. You're hitting the same one? Is that correct? I'm sorry. That's the one part I missed.
I know the bottom one.
The bottom one. Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. So nice. DC 15. He gets a dexterity saving throw. And here that is. He doesn't have a great dex. Ooh, but he rolled hot. He passes.
Damn.
On the dot, 15.
I was gonna say he tied. That's not a win.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they tied the DC. Unfortunately, he has a -1, so he actually had to roll a 16 to do that.
Damn.
But yeah, he does manage to. You see that burning glow in his eyes. Also a force of nature. You recall being in the Feywild. The overwhelming power source there is nature. It is this mad wilderness. And so these trees, seemingly imbued by this hatred of Queen Mab, who apparently is pretty upset at what you guys may have done in the Feywild, turning her armies away from the workshop. These treants seem, committed to bringing you as a gift to her. And as the beam of searing light, kind of hits them, you see that burning intensity in his eyes almost push your magic away.
Look, the workshop was like that when we got there. I don't know why you're still mad at us. Right, guys?
All right,
Well, when I see it push my magic away, it's crazy. I'm not used to not being able to affect things in the way that I want to. I'm used to feeling powerful, so it frustrates me.
He reaches out, daughter of nature. I am not of your ilk. Keep stepping forward.
Rude.
Yeah.
All right, Tynna Smoothhands, if you are done, that'll bring it to you, brother. You got anything else? I think that's you've got a little bit of move if you're inclined to use it, but you also have half cover right now, so you get the +2 to your AC from the blockages basically between you and the other treants.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay here half covered and try to process what was just said.
You see, he's like, keeps moving forward.
Yeah.
Again, all of this happens in the same 6 seconds.
Yeah.
And so Divot, you see your sister, your half sister, cast her holy magics upon both Rial, and then cast a fiery burst that is cast away by these shadowy eyed treants that are kind of marching in on you guys. Divot, you look around at the last time you were here. Some of your handiwork as you kind of look at this powerful gateway that you may have brought the end of, and you again, as much as anybody there, you feel pretty good still from your contact with these wild magics. Divot, what do you do?
Do I see the fucking tree that killed me?
Fuck yeah, you do, Divot. You look up. You see the smug bastard tree. His shadowy eyes are kind of giving you like a half smile. And it's the same one that Tynna casted the searing flame upon. It's this bottom one here on the west side of the map here in the trees. But yes, you see as he kind of like talks message your sister, you kind of peek over her shoulder a little bit, and you're like, that's the one. You remember he had this weird little knot just by his neck, and you're like, oh, knot neck. And you're just like, ooh, yeah, you feel your skeleton fingers kind of itching for a little bit of that payback.
All right, yeah, I can still feel the high from the connection to the Feywild, and I just kind of rise up, and I make direct eye contact with that knobby-nosed motherfucker, and I speak, and I'm talking to anyone who will listen, but I'm looking him right in his dead wood eyes, and I say,
Nice.
an iron wave comes to kill us all. It pains me to spill sap. I will forgive you, or you can die and get out of our way.
I like that, Divot. Give me... This is definitely an intimidation check.
Nothing?
You harness... Your power has always come from another place, Divot, so you're not quite as off-put by this as perhaps your sister, who draws the bulk of her magic from this realm specifically, where her patron god has, almost unchecked power. But you call upon that cold darkness where the source of your power now stems. And you kind of, remember, you have this like gleaming red mask of death kind of sunk into the skin on your revenant body. You're not all
And
the
it's
way
the
undead.
most like branches my hands have ever looked,
Yeah, still kind of, almost calling upon the visage of the Spriggans, on the other side, knowing them to be the true warriors of Queen Mab, whereas these trivial prime-material plane, nature beasts just run around and leave bowls of milk and make little figures for her. It's like you've seen the real might of Queen Mab.
Not neck, back to get got neck.
All right, Divot, go ahead and give me an intimidation check.
All right.
Nice.
Ooh.
All right. So I rolled a 16.
All right, so this is going to be against their contesting will saves, basically, in this. Not will saves, but their charisma saves in this moment. So here we go. You're getting 3 charisma saving throws. The DC is your intimidation check, the 16. Here we go.
Nope.
Oh.
Damn.
All right. Divot. You know, a marching army of iron men, you know, the fear of not fearing the spilling of sap. You see those words specifically cut almost like axes in the air. You see the strong burning eyes and will of these treants start to diminish in the eyes of 2 of them. The only one that still pushes forward is the one that threw the rock at you. You see his eyes burn with an even more intense brightness, seeing the cowardice splash into the hearts and minds of his treant brothers. Divot, for now, these 2 will be, they are frightened by you. So they cannot actually move forward in your direction. But nor are they necessarily, it's not like they're held or anything. They can still take actions, but they are frightened, and they are going to be making a second check next round to see if perhaps they run away.
All right. And I will continue to play on their fear and use my bonus action to hex the guy who was not turned. And I'd like all the eyes on my vest and my eyes to roll back and turn black, and then I start speaking in treant-ish and hex him.
Yeah, suddenly, you know, the 4 of you look at Divot, and his connection to these 2, you know, primordial magic sources now, that trickster energy and that strange death power that feeds him, the eldritch energy mixed with that pink bardic magic of the Feywild. You see as Divot's it almost like there's an illusion there for a moment, and his words seemingly spin around him like a cyclone, bouncing off of each of the trees. The most intimidating words, you know, echo several times. Sap, sap, spilled your blood, you know, bounce around. And as you see his words take physical forms in the form of a hex. And this word written in the treant language, Rial, you might be one of the only ones that know, but the word he literally wrote out in like the old elvish wood speak, they called it, is just curse, emblazoned in letters in the sky. And with his skeletal hand, he pushes the white letters and brands the chest of this treant. You see a singe in his thick wooden body. And yeah, you've successfully hexed him. You do get to pick a ability check that he gets with disadvantage. So that would be, you would basically pick one of his primary stats, and skill checks with those he would get disadvantage with.
Okay. For that, I think I want to use. I want wisdom.
Sweet. I got my eye on you. Wisdom, you say? Yeah. So he's hexed with his with wisdom. So the target has disadvantage on ability checks made with the chosen ability. If he drops to 0 hit points before the spell ends, you can then move it your hex to another one as a bonus action in a subsequent turn. You have concentration for an hour. So remember, Tynna, Divot, you guys are now concentrating. Anytime you take damage, you'll have to make a concentration check or you'll lose that spell. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Yeah, dope turn, Divot. Are you going to be moving or anything, or staying where you're at?
I'd like to respectfully climb on top of the broken thing.
The sundial.
You find the part you're like, there's still a little bit of holiness here, and step on it with a heavy boot.
You're like, I'm like, ooh, holiness, allow me to disrespect it.
Pick up a couple rocks and you're just sprinkling them around. All right, Dope, Divot. Yeah, you thumb the nose of authority once more, and again, still, you've got this this natural bardic glamour, ability to just really twist the knife when you want to get under somebody's, even if it's bark skin, under their bark skin.
Under their.
You're like, your mama was a weeper. Like, she was not. She was a saint. All right, Divot,
I'm
is
like,
that the
shut
end of
up,
your turn?
blunts. I'm gonna make blunts out of you. Shut up.
What a threat!
It is I who will make blunts of you. No, I will blunt you. No. Stop hitting yourself. All right, Divot, is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right, Thoricus Onyxheart. You're looking at a bunch of trees holding a big, giant, double-sided axe. The strange berserk that you were feeling as you traveled through the Feywild, that finally leaves you. The lingering magic that kept you in your berserk rage, kind of clouding your emotional state as you confusedly wandered through all these different demi-planes of emotion. Being back on the primaterial plane, being a stone reaver, your feet connecting with the natural earth once more. You feel pretty good. It's for everybody else, this is dull, but you're like looking around, you're like, this is your place. And you see these two treants have kind of stopped and are just like not really progressing anymore. There is one, this one on the west, is still continuing to move forward with some mean hatred in his eyes. What do you do?
Oh, well, I was going to ask you how angry am I, but you already solved that riddle.
Yeah. I mean, just you're at default angry. Maybe a little angrier than usual because it has been a while since you had a good nap.
Oh, man, you're telling me Papa is fucking tired, y'all. Unfortunately, I can't get to that guy. I don't have the legs, literally, for it. Like, they're just these two little...
Actually, to that guy, that's true, yes. You could reach this one with the little diagonal movements.
Right, but he's like...
But he's not...
great.
Like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean he's not going to attack you guys. He's just not moving forward toward you guys.
Right,
Do
but
something crazy.
Do something crazy.
The whole reason why I did that, though, was to see if we could get them on our side for our fucking army.
Whoops.
So I'm not... If they're already kind of thinking like, you know what? Maybe I do want to hear about the Book of Mormon. You know what I mean? Like...
You open the door.
We might have a chance. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to go and like kill one of them just because I can get to one of them and kill them.
Hey, fair. You've seen you have seen your allies take a more defensive position, dropping into between the rocks, except for Divot, who seems to be just like, "What's up, dudes?" Standing like right in the middle of the sundial. But yeah, again, just to adequately explain, the one on the west side has clear intentions of badness. The other two have stopped moving forward, but yet there is still like a burning magic in their eyes, and it doesn't seem like they stopped necessarily to think as they much stopped because they're terrified of Divot now. So that his intimidation was successful. They fear that he might be too powerful, and so that's where their hesitation is coming from. I just wanted to make that clear.
That's a healthy fear.
Healthy fear.
Just so you treants know, like that's a healthy fear. This, my dude, he will fuck you up.
This guy?
Like badly, like in a big way. Just don't fight that feeling. Go with it. It's a real thing. And then I'm just gonna shoot the other one. Trusty Dusty style.
Seriously. Oh, is it
Seriously.
a Trusty Dusty? Yeah.
Listen to what I'm saying.
My man Dusty. I actually forgot what their AC is, so I'm just gonna check real quick because I remember it being pretty good.
My man.
Sorry,
I mean, 17's pretty good.
My man.
Ooh,
Joe, 17 is
man.
Trusted Dusty.
Yes, just so you know for future reference, they have a 15 armor class, so that's what you need to hit them. They do actually, they have resistance, you'll notice, as your arrow just kind of pierces into the wood and just sticks. You don't see them glints in pain with the amount of strength that you put behind that shot, and your battlefield training would let you know. It looks like they have resistance against piercing damage. So they took half of that.
Okay, well, now I'm angry again. So that didn't last a whole lot. I'm fucking furious. Furious George.
You have 2 attacks, right?
Little monkey. I can't. I mean, I can attack again with Trusty Dusty, right?
Yeah. That's what
I
I was
mean,
checking
I know
out.
they have
You're
resistance to it, but could I like try to shoot it in one of its eyes and blind it or something like, or
Shoot him in the knob.
Shoot him.
That knobby
Old
neck.
knob neck.
Do the old knob job.
just give him a knob job?
Unfortunately, there isn't really a mechanic
Are you
for
a
called
knob?
shots that doesn't become weirdly broken. All of that is kind of factored into things like his armor class, his hit points, and the like. So really, no. Bow damage it's piercing, and it'll do, there you go.
How about hand axe? Does that work? How about a 20 on a hand axe? Does that fucking do it?
Give the old handy.
Well, I think we have to smoke now.
Just out of nowhere. Hand axe. That's how I hope you threw it too. Like you
Oh,
let
you
the
don't
arrow
like
pull
that?
back,
How about
and then
this?
just grabbed an axe.
I'll
Give that
smoke with
knob.
you, Tynna.
Hey,
Knob
actually,
and handy.
and I think,
I was gonna...
if I'm not mistaken, I think he's vulnerable. Let me see. No, he's not. All right, so
It's,
yeah, it does full damage. However, you see it hack into the side of his bark body. His bark's worse than his bite. And how much
Bloody.
damage did you do?
8.
Nice, nice damage.
Oh, yeah.
And so that was, if it's half of 9, it would be 4.5, but it would go up. Does it go up?
Rolls
Does it
down
round
on,
up?
on whenever you're splitting
On
it odd,
damage?
it rolls down.
Damn
So he
it.
took 4, and then he took another 8. So yeah, 12 damage though
12?
from range and still being in like a nice tactical position. You're also, Thoricus, you're wise enough to look at your position. You can kind of do the similar thing if you were so inclined, where by using 10 feet of your movement, you could give yourself half cover right now.
Okay.
If you
Okay.
Okay.
Can't hurt. Can't hurt.
Yeah,
It
no.
was I think that was a dirty 20, Tynna.
yeah, dirty
It
20.
was 30-20.
Dirty
Oh,
Could
I
I?
was
So
just
could I use
excited.
15 feet of my?
I was like, I'll smoke anyway. Let's
Yeah, I'm
try.
not. Watch this. Watch me.
I just want to
try.
smoke
Okay.
with
Yeah,
my
let's
friends.
do it.
Guys, let's
Oh,
just smoke together, bud.
I have a reason to smoke. What?
Great, you got it. Dang it. All right,
I
so
guess.
yeah, just you know what? I should probably clarify because we just started showing our roll results. If it is a crit, the numbers will be green.
Right.
What that is, what just happened, Thoricus, it's
Red.
called a dirty 20, where Thoricus actually rolled a 12, but he gets +8 to his attacks. So he got a 20 AC, even though he didn't roll a crit. Just to clarify, especially for our newer non-D&D players or newer players, that's why. And again, with roll 20, the reason you see 2 numbers, the first one factors in always, the second one only if there's advantage or disadvantage. So in this case, he hit a 20 AC, they have a 15. The hand axe does full damage, unlike the piercing damage of a bow. And so, yeah, you did 12 damage. Nice.
Hell yeah. And then, like I said, I have 25 feet of movement, so I could move 15 down here and then use 10 of it to go half cover, right?
Totally, yes. I mean, you'd still be,
Okay.
kind of half cover. Again, you get the +2 AC from ranged attacks with this half cover. And you're kind of like, looking over the wall. You see the big hefty frame of Brian the Dracodile, seemingly very happy to be back in the prime material plane. But you know what? He's always pretty happy. You kind of just settle next to him, and he's kind of, his eyes far more focused than they used to be in moments like these, staring at this giant treant coming at him with action in his eyes. But yeah, you've got half cover. You got anything else you want to do, Thoricus?
No, I think I'm just going to stay right here, but with that hand axe throw, could I have split the arrow in twain?
I split Robert's arrow in
The
twain!
first one
Yes,
that I shot?
absolutely, because that's so
Thank
dope. Be a dude, not a dick. Absolutely, bro. You shoot the arrow and you notice that it doesn't go in very far, and then you're like, arrows are stupid, axes are everything, and you just haul this massive axe, and it just like cuts the arrow, breaks it as the axe sticks in with a much sturdier blow. But yeah, one of your hand axes is embedded in the side of this guy right now. He doesn't, again, being made of tree materials, he doesn't seem to have the same, like if a human had an axe stuck in his stomach, it would mean some pretty serious issues for him to move. He seems to be continuing moving forward. Again, they're just kind of trees given magical life.
We all make bad decisions, so you do you do.
All right. In that case, Brunor, the serpent, You look around. You've seen your allies. You see you hear the bow twang of Thoricus, the axe following suit, spring and twine, and then you're up. You look down at Brian. You see he's ready to go. What are you doing?
Excellent. I look over at Thoricus and I see him shoot the bow and I go, God, I gotta get me one of those. And then he reminds me that, arrows are stupid, axes are awesome, and I throw my axe at Hop Knob, the goblob, the tree.
Oh,
fucking
gibbly globnob.
Yeah, Knobkneck.
Yeah, 17 AC is good enough. You hit him for 8 damage. Nice. Again, he's not vulnerable to slashing damage, but he does not have resistance to it either. So the full damage, your axe lands pretty closely, almost as if you and Thoricus were having like an axe throwing competition. Your lands pretty closely next to his as well. You both missed the knob just by a little bit.
Fine. So I'm gonna mark him while I'm at it. I'm gonna be like, you're mine. And then all of a sudden the coral starts growing all over him, like in the mark that I hit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember, in order for the disadvantage that he'll have from attacking somebody else, he'll have to be 5 feet away from you. You can mark him from where you are, but he won't get disadvantage until he moves into that 5-foot threat range, just to make that clear.
He's making his way.
Yeah, exactly. He's coming towards you anyway, so
Never
it's like...
too sure.
He's having a bad day already.
Yeah,
He's
I
hexed and marked, and he's the only one that kind of is still really bad about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if the other ones
Closer
weren't scared
to the-
already, they're like, oh, man,
Yeah.
crap. I don't know, I've never even
And
met
I'm
the
gonna be like,
queen.
wow, and throw another hand axe at him.
There it is.
There it
God
is.
damn it.
Oh,
Dang.
daddy give it. Daddy give it.
Daddy.
Fantastic.
Yes, Daddy.
All right, nice
Daddy,
little crit hit
what are
there.
we gonna
Ooh,
do?
big damage. No whammies, too. Again. 11 damage, Brunor. Very nice. He's still, let's see, that'll put him, he's treating, he's bleeding.
He's
but a
sapping.
treat. He's sapping.
He's sapped.
Yeah, he's sapping a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, you see, again.
Syrup everywhere.
All right. Boom. Sticky icky. Ooh, wee. Yeah, you see some of the sap starts spilling out from this massive hand axe wound that hits him right at the knob. Right on his knobby little neck. You kind of bullseye it. You kind of look over at Thoricus, give him a little wink. But yeah, big damage, 11, nice. Like I said, he's not dead, but he's certainly in pretty bad shape.
Cool. Excellent. That's cool. I don't want to do that just yet because we're just. Oh, can I I don't think I've second winded.
Not since the blunt, no. Not since the magical Ganjaria blunt. So yeah, no, you still have a second wind, absolutely.
Nice.
Damn
All
it.
right.
Wow.
I'm gonna fucking second wind. And I'm gonna put my impact in again.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I had to double check, but Wavering Mark does not cost a bonus action to activate. It's just, it triggers off of hitting them. Yeah.
So I
No,
got
Rick,
25 with
No,
9
wait.
damage.
Second wind heals you.
Is
Oh,
that
fuck.
good?
That's what I wanted, my bad. I wanted to
Think
do
of action surge.
action surge!
Yes, action surge.
That's
That's
the
the
one.
one. That's the
And
one.
you still have
I'm
that.
stumped, but I still.
So you
Right.
get a full action out of this, which means you get 2 more attacks. I think you have exactly 4 throwing axes, so you won't have any more at your belt. They'll all be stuck in this Knobkneck.
Cool. Well, I threw it. I hit it. Do I have to do it again after? Damn it.
Oh no, you got it. You got it. 25
Yeah.
AC is dope. 9 damage. He, like I said, not resistant against slashing damage. You see, as the third axe, you're just emptying your belt of, you pull them out of various pouches that people weren't aware of. And you just start full arm throwing 4 hand axes in 6 seconds. Yeah, give me one more attack. Or no, wait, right? Yeah, one more. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
So hits 7 more damage.
The last one, you know what I do? I kiss it.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
You two-hand it? Nice.
You see it stick right in the side of it again. Now you actually see, even though it doesn't, quite cry out in the same way as biological pain would, but in magical, you see it's a little harder for him to move his body. It's just like the full fury of all your guys' ranged attacks, just like everything in the kitchen sink just starts flying hexes and curses and marks and axes galore. It's just, he's just like, okay, You got anything else, Brunor?
I'll hide and I'll tell Brian to hide.
You see Brian looks at you, kind of eager. You see his feet kind of grinding in the stone. He, kind of wants to jump at this guy, but you kind of advise him to take cover. You see he looks over at Thoricus, who's doing the same, and he's like, all right, well, Thoricus is doing it. It's cool. It's still cool.
Yeah.
He slides up against the cool, stone broken rocks from the sundial.
Yeah, snuggle in, buddy. Get in here. It's good.
You see the some of the dryads go. The two that are standing nearest the frightened treants, you see them just disappear. They step into a tree, and they're gone. Divot, you can make a perception check for me if you want.
Absolutely.
What do you perceive with your cloak of eyes?
Yeah, you see all the little
What do I
eyes,
percept?
they roll back and look. Unfortunately, with just a 6, you see your eyes start looking all over, looking for where they could be. You have your one eye staring at the tree, the other ones are looking at the trees nearby. These dryads have an ability to teleport within trees. Divot, you had the best chance of being able to see where they may have teleported to, but it does look like they stepped into the trees and then teleported away. The other one that remains behind Knobkneck is going to cast Entangle on you guys. So you see she reaches out her little wooden tree hand. Her other hand is almost like melding with the wood of the tree next to her. She calls up this little green wave of energy, and
The one behind the one on the bottom?
yes, the one behind Knobkneck.
Not anymore. That thing gone.
All right, so everybody's going to make a DC. Oops, sorry, they didn't put a DC on here. DC 14 strength saving throw as you see all these entangling roots start growing up from the ground underneath you.
Oh my god.
Snake eyes.
Riel got a 0. David rolled. All right, hold up, because we got to summarize this real quick. There was
God.
Thoricus, who rolled both a 1 and a 20. And then there was Riel, who got a 0 by rolling a 1. David got 2 dirty ones, but that's hilarious, so we're going to...
I'm gonna do 2 crit sips and
Yes, split it
The
up
hits
evenly,
coming.
folks. Evenly, remember, 2
Wait,
hits,
that's-
2 sips.
That's 5 for the 5, or? Oh, we're just doing 1 for both of the
Yeah.
31.
Yeah.
So we're doing them.
We're splitting them in 2 between sips.
An entanglement.
Well, you guys did not do fantastic.
No.
Brunor, you're the only one who saves.
Hey.
Brian would actually have to make this save too. So give him a strength save as well. But yeah, Divot, you see as you cockily, strutting the broken sundial that you destroyed. Yeah, he's everybody. Not you guys. It's fine. It's probably good. It was just a dumb entangle. But you see as these entangling roots start growing around your feet. It is.
Wait, doesn't she have disadvantage because we're hidden or some shit?
Nope.
Man,
and
fuck,
not
come
for
on.
Entangle. Entangle
You
hits
can
a
like this?
20-foot square, which actually eats up all of you guys. Every single one of you is within a 20-foot square. Ooh, I have a little graphic for it that I will use. But yeah, so any creature in the area must succeed on a strength saving throw. You did not. The only one that did pass this is Brunor. A creature restrained by plants can use its action. You got to use your action to make a strength check against the spell save DC again. So you have to use your action in another turn to cut these roots that start tangling up over your legs. When the spell ends, all the plants go away. That's a nice little note there. So yes, Brunor, you find yourself the only one not entangled by these roots.
That is not
And you're all restrained, yeah, which means you cannot move.
Bogus.
Where you are. So, yep, all your speed
Bogus.
becomes 0 right now. You see as these grasping, tangling roots start wrapping up around your feet. The treant, the Knobkneck, you know, with all the many things emblazoned upon his body and the sap just pouring out of him, just like fighting against the wave as he pushes forward into his obvious destruction, his clear devotion to his queen. He moves, gets into range here. And he will have disadvantage on this because you're all kind of hiding behind this little rock. Not disadvantage, just +2 to their AC. Thoricus, he's going to be gunning at you. No, he can actually reach. He's at a 10-foot reach. Brunor, the source of 4 axes, draws the ire of this large, giant log that you see him kind of hurl down at you.
Got him looking like a knife block.
You're not restrained either. So he would have had advantage on the restrained people, but he wasn't wise enough to do that. He's angry at the person that threw 4 axes at him, and I gotta say I understand that.
I get that.
Yeah, I'm not.
I get that.
You know, I get it. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah, I'd be peeved. We'd all be peeved.
Yeah, I'd be
A little.
A little irked, I
Ooh,
guess.
He's just pretty good. He's got 2
4?
of these.
Come
He's
on.
rolling
That's
twice.
excessive.
Brunor, your AC is 2 higher. He actually did very poorly. Never.
Yeah, sucks to suck.
Yeah, sucks to suck, bro. You see, you're wise enough to just put up the your normal shield. You know, you're not using the Maiden's Board anymore. Right now, you're just back to your kind of basic, your large shield you've used for a while. You block it away with your shield. You see the giant tree just banging down, you know, turning this already broken sundial into even more broken little tiny pieces and rocks as this burning intensity glows in his eyes. You see him burn. He kind of looks up at you guys, looking past you at the other 2 treants. Cowards! Damn fools! Not worth your weight! You see he reaches his little tree arms out, and you see that black burning and purple energy ripple out of his arms. You see both the other treants racked in this purple and black magic as you watch the life force within them, the magical life that gives them the energy to move around, drained out of their bodies. You see as the black energy draws it into the tree and he grows. Another giant size. He's now huge. Now he's standing nearly 25 feet tall, his arms 15 feet long. He looks down at you with this twisted look upon his face. For the queen, she shall be served your heads on a plate. And that's where we're gonna pick it up after intermission, guys.
Come on.
Oh.
Fucking Knobkneck.
Damn it. Sport shit.
Oh, Knobkneck.
Horse shit.
So these dudes
Horse
are
sport.
good news, though.
Oh,
These
horse
guys
sport.
are dead. They died. All right, guys. We are going to do us our nice little 10-minute intermission. Bam's got to pee. Whatever. That's what's real. I have to pee right now. We have some incredible music from Sandy Signs, some of his new tracks from that last sesh, which, man, oh my God, they were just incredible, literally making me cry. Just so much beautiful work from that wonderful man. I absolutely love you to death, Sandy. Thank you for doing all of our original music. The fact that one person can do that is just mind-blowing to me. And also to all the many wonderful artists that submit all this beautiful work that you get to see over the intermission. It'll be 10 minutes. We're going to run us a little battle royale. You know, get your 100 gold pieces, start shopping, looking around at what's new. And, hell, guys, we'll be back in 10 for the resolution of this crazy-ass tree fight.
Damn.
Sure, I'm glad we're back in the real world where no crazy shit.
Tree fight. Yeah, trees fucking hate
Tree
you
fight.
guys.
Tree fight.
Tree. Fight. Yeah.
Fight. Tree.
welcome back, buds, to WeeDnD, the pot positive live tabletop role-playing experience. When last we left the Ferocious Five, they were engaged in a pretty intense battle with several treants, seemingly under the orders of Queen Mab. Not super happy with the whole killing her army thing. The one treant that managed to push through the intimidation of Divot, the aptly named Knobkneck, has fed upon the cowards, the other two treants at bay, and drawn their life energy, sending him into his final form, so to speak. He now stands 15 feet tall, 15 feet wide, just this massive rectangular tree that burns with these massive purple and blue burning eyes. He looks down with ire upon the five, most of whom are entangled in these vines that have grown up through the grounds and the cracks in the rocks and bind their feet, save for Bruno the Serpent, who did manage to pass the save. The giant Knobkneck and the dryads still remain, and we jump back in. Rial, because he missed twice and then used his fancy ability, his turn is over. So we're back to the top of initiative. Rial, you kind of peering out through your little crack in the rocks. It's on you. What do you do?
Well, am I being like entangled quietly down there?
Yeah, it's not like it doesn't make noise or anything. You're just restrained. You can't move from where you are, but you can still act.
Oh, yeah, wonderful. I'm gonna shoot him in the face.
Do that.
Oh, I can shoot him in the face. I'll fucking do that.
Yeah,
And that's the thing,
I sniper his ass with like flame something, create bonfire, or
Well,
you
I
do
just
that.
don't think the sneak attack applies to any of the cantrips I cast. I think it's just a ranged weapon.
Yeah, your sneak attack will, because you are hidden. Your sneak attack works with your weapon. So yeah, your bow will be the best way to apply that.
I was thinking that magic though. I want to use that magic, but
Some of that.
Well, there's only one of them left, though, right?
he's huge now.
He is.
so
Yes, he's grown.
knob-north.
There's only the
rather
one
than,
now.
than 10 feet. He now stands 15.
You know what? That'll work. Just go with that.
Let the
You
man
do
play!
You do you. He's like, hit him with an axe.
4 axes.
Do you have
I
the
love my
axe
axes.
spell?
Best friend.
Nice,
Get one of
24
axes.
AC, more than enough. You get a max damage too. You also get to add your dope sneak attack damage to that, Rio.
Yeah, let's see how that does. 46.
Not bad. Just a little less than what was it? A little less than average. 21 damage in total. Very nice. Rial, you kind of like look out through the little crack in the rocks and set your arrow. It's seemingly impossible for you to miss. You kind of try aiming at his face, but that big knot in his neck just draws your ire, and you can't help but focus it right at the middle of it. You're the marksman here. You can hit bullseye no problem. You let go of the arrow. It sticks into the thick throat of this now massive creature, and when it hits, you hear this, and the beast cries out, "No!" And you start hearing this cracking sound. And where your arrow pierces in the knot, you see the knot split. And 2 large logs fall to either side.
Do they now?
Yep. And then and then you see as their bodies start to shake, the same face, the same stupid knot in their neck forms, and you hear their now hollowed, weaker voices, "For the Queen! Oh, for the Queen!" And you see their ravenous, burning eyes, and suddenly they have these thick barbs sticking out of them like rose thorns, and thickets just growing off of their bodies. Just anybody who attacks physically their body will be struck by these thorns. So you see as these almost like cactus-like 10-foot tall logs grow their little feet and arms, their burning eyes still present, the knot in the neck. "For the Queen, we shall smite you."
Do you need
Maybe
to
Maybe I shouldn't have shot the knot. Whoops.
not
You
shot?
hit the button.
I'll just so you have no guilt, since I made you shoot the knot, it wasn't because you hit the knot that happened.
Oh,
You did.
Just a coinky dink,
You did. You actually did a lot of damage, so that will factor into both of their health pools.
Now 2 guys killed Divot. Let's fuck them up.
Yeah, Divot, you do notice something kind of cool in this moment. Your hex has copied to both of them. And so too has the marking of Brunor. Like, it seems like these are still the same entity, even though they have multiple bodies.
Tree entities.
Kind of a cool little magic resonance off you guys.
Tree identity.
I want to get copyrighted, guys.
All right, Rial, so that's your action. You got anything else you want to do? You know, you're rooted, so movement is impossible, and you used your action, so you can't really break loose of these vines that now restrict you almost nicely in your little hiding hole. You know, from his vantage, you probably just saw this arrow shoot out from between two rocks.
You know, it can never hurt to just still hide again, though. So.
Yeah, definitely. You're in pretty significant cover, so go ahead and just give me a stealth check. You will have advantage on this one. Again,
I don't think there's much
You'll
disengagement.
probably need it.
Nice, 26. You're nice and hidden there. So yeah, you just resume pretty safely, not worried that these things are gunning for you, Rial. If that's the end of your turn, Tynna Smoothhands, you're up.
Oh yeah. Well, first off, I'm taken aback by this entanglement, and it's clear that Shantia, like I feel almost like duped, like I was lulled into a false sense of security by harnessing her light and her energy, and this trickster energy is so abundant around us. But I still am gonna stay put and hide, because I notice everybody, and I want to help forward the cause. I want to take these guys down. So I'm gonna. I know I am concentrating, but can I, for clarification, can I cast a cantrip?
Yeah, anything that doesn't require concentration, you can still cast. You know, it is a little confusing because it sounds like you're like putting all your focus on it.
Okay.
It's kind of just like a status. Like you have concentration on that spell, and there are certain things that need to happen to lose it. So yeah, it's although you are concentrating on the spell, any spell that doesn't require concentration, you can still cast.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much for that clarification.
Totally.
Well, I want to go ahead and harness into the energy and the light that I do know and the energy that I'm familiar with and lock that down, and I'm going to cast Sacred Flame again and just try to light this treant up again.
Nice. Go ahead. He gets a dex save, if I recall. Yeah, nice. We do. Again, they get that -1. Here we go. Which one? Bottom or top one?
Let me look at the top one.
All right, top one with a 14. That -1 burned him quite literally. He takes 9. Again, the Sacred Flame, strangely named because it doesn't do fire damage. It does radiant, holy damage. But it is a searing, smite of holy energy that you just, again, Tynna, it feels so good, Whereas before there was that tingly trickster, feeling on your fingertips that you felt in those more sinister moments in the Feywild. This is more of an all-encompassing connection to who you now are at your core, that benevolent love. Again, shining this echo from your mother who did all she could to protect you from this kind of monster that your father, Shren Oldbuck, was. And so it's just like, it just taps into the core root of who you are, the benevolence of your spirit and your instinct to try to help you call this smiting energy down.
And I look at the light as it leaves my fingertips, and then I notice my actual fingertips, and they're disgusting and they're grimy, and the past me never would have let myself keep my hands like this, but I feel almost, it's a sign of my vulnerability and my welcomeness within the group that I've let my fingers get so grimy, and then I let the spell fade and everything, obviously, but that just kind of shakes me a little.
Yeah, you can't help but laugh at your non-smooth hands in this moment. The last name you took from your mother to spite your father. In the halfling community. That's a slight against the father to take the mother's name, and that's exactly what you did when you left Ashbury behind. And so yeah, you just kind of radiate in this moment, and great, yeah, no, Sacred Flame totally works. You do notice that although there is a burning scorch mark on his bark, the same thing doesn't happen. And since you didn't hit him with melee, the thorns do you no damage. That was a successful strike for 9 damage against him.
Cool. Well, I think I'm just gonna kind of stay put and keep hiding. I know I'm entangled, but I feel the holy energy and the light of Shantia protecting me, so I don't feel immediately in danger. So I'm gonna stay put and try not to.
Yeah, Tynna, you know those words that kind of like threw you off, that I am not of your ilk. It's like you're looking at it and you get it. It's almost like those flowers at your feet. It's like his nature is not your nature. Wherever his power, this life that is within him that allowed him to feed, feels very Queen Mabby. She is from the other place. And so although it is nature, it's this unkempt, overly magical, untamed, no bounty, no harvesting of the crops, that the nature would overgrow and feed upon it, kind of a conflicting force of nature than what you are now attuned to through Shantia. But yeah, you managed to call down some of that Shantia pain on the top one there.
Shanti pain. Hi.
And T-pain. All right. Well, if that's the end of your turn today, it's up to your brother, Divot.
Oh, he's smoking.
Well.
I don't want to.
All right. So I smell or sense that they are of the same soul, split in twain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's one. In fact, I'm like a dog smelling all the ingredients in soup. It's one treant that absorbed 2, and then became 1, and now it's split into. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm like, ugh. So I look at it, and I wanna use Mantle of Majesty. So I gain. So I feel the ambient Fey magic around me, and with the lingering Fey magic, it gives me the idea to cloak myself in Fey magic and make someone want to serve me. So I'm gonna do that. And then as my bonus action, now I can cast Command.
Yeah. And they auto-fail. Or no, they have disadvantage, right?
They have disadvantage because they're hexed, right? Dope. So I look at them, and like I've got like all the eyes staring at them or whatever, and I just say, obey.
All right, go ahead and cast Command for me here, just so I can see. I believe, like you said, it is a Wisdom save, so that's not super great. Divot, I said, through your connection with their,
I don't have Command on here.
Oh, that's right.
I just got this
like
ability.
A feature
yeah.
of the ability. Here, I got you. Command. So you speak a one-word command to a creature that you can see within range. They get a Wisdom saving throw, or they follow the command on their next turn. The spell has no effect if the target is undead, if it doesn't understand your language, which it does as you've been communicating with it, or if your command is directly harmful to it. Some typical commands and their effects follow: approach, drop, flee, grovel, halt. I would say obey would be like a halt, kind of a listen command. So you don this. If I'm not mistaken, it's like this glorious appearance, correct? It's like this incredible beauty. I would love to hear what Divot's incredible beauty is in this moment.
Okay. So I rise up over the sundial, and my bony fingertips begin to get long like the branches in a tree, and I stick my thorny fingers into my bone shoulders and like drag them down and make these weird markings on the bone, almost like scrimshaw, this like weird spiral like scratching pattern or whatever. And then I like whoom all the energy from doing that at them.
you kind of almost draw that burning purple energy from their own eyes and use it for your own magic, bending it back against you as they scream and cry at you. With disadvantage, both of them failed, Divot. So you see, as their eyes dwindle down and they stand almost straight, without moving, other than, you knowing where its face is. It's almost impossible to tell them from any other tree. And they just stand at attention and await your next command. So on their turn, that's what they'll be doing. It's on their next turn. So right now, it's like still in action, but yeah, that's what happened. They both failed.
Sick.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
And can I have the like where I scratched myself? I'd like those spots to be like glowing purple a little bit.
Heck yeah, bro. You can always have glowing purple. Bam loves glowing purple, bro. Do it just for me.
Not a sponsor. Glowing purple.
Yeah, you see these kind of, like you said, they're kind of scrimshaw. They're like a little thick, and these like really delicate lines that leave these like splattered accents all across your bones. And even though the spell is gone, you see they still kind of remain, and there's like a light outline of them on you that you can, fire up with some purple magic in your more badass moments. Sweet. So that's them. Divot. That's just your bonus action. So. You got anything else you want to do there? Do you think they're kind of just standing up? Like I said, I think they get until it's their turn that they do whatever you told them to do. So they're just kind of like confusedly standing there looking at you guys. They haven't quite yet dropped their guard.
Oh man. Okay, but they're the only people that's the only thing that we're engaged with, right? Or
and
is
the dryad behind him.
But
okay.
Appeared into a tree? Something like that.
The other ones did. There's still one right there. The one that was with Knobkneck is still right here.
Oh.
Entanglement caster.
Oh.
Yeah,
all right.
That's where that entanglement's coming from.
Then I'd like to use my action to like look over at that the three
the
other.
dryad?
Yes. And I don't even want to like speak it. I just want to like look at them and basically with body language be like, this is your chance. This is your chance.
You got one more chance to join us.
Give me an intimidation check. Especially if you're going to use your full action for it, that's fair. You're trying to. You've seen it work on the other ones. It's not outside of reason that you might be able to intimidate this much more frail creature. Still kind of hiding in the trees.
Because it just saw me stop those things that are like way bigger and scarier than it is. So
it's like when your goons get taken out, you're like, bro. She's gonna go ahead and.
Come on, man.
Ooh, a 17.
Nice. Let's see. Ooh, 16. Not enough. Yeah. So she has the same thing, David. She's not. Now, it doesn't break her concentration on the spell. It's a non-damaging effect. But she is also in a state where she does not look like she would be moving toward you. As, the burning red mask of death kind of stares down on her imposingly. Even in a normal world, Divot, your appearance and just like very extremely undead, that's almost magical nature is just wild, and so it's like you're able to kind of add this imposing feeling, that lingering cry of death behind your words, and you see it rattling even the spirits of these magical creatures.
Yes.
All right, so that's it. Divot, if you're done, Thoricus, you're up.
All right. So, just to be clear, are we trying to keep these things alive to
Kill them already?
be part of our team? Because I need a nap. I need some breakfast. I was told we were going back to the regular world where no weird shit happened. And as soon as I got here, weird ass shit happened.
It was like that when you got here.
I want to hurt him so bad, but if we're trying to keep him alive, I will contain my rage.
Live your best life, bro.
Fuck these vines. All right, so I'm gonna use my action to break free of these chains.
All right, strength check. You know, you're just like, please. But
You
yeah,
know
go
what?
ahead and give me a
Except for the
strength
last
check.
time, and I rolled a 1.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, you can fail stuff that you're really good at. That's like.
I didn't this time, though.
I'm not in this.
Not this
Didn't happen this time.
Not this time.
But, you know,
Not
you
this
can't.
time.
You're like,
No.
you just rip them off. Yeah, Thoricus, you are again as strong as a mortal being can be without the aid of magic. You know, you're about as strong as they come. And these measly little vines that are trying to hold you to the ground are nothing like the vines you trained with, you know, in the quicksands of around Kuamara. And just like you've battled way stronger nature beasts than this crap, and you just kind of reach down, toss them over to the side, you know, like almost insulted that somebody would try to cast such remedial magic on you. You throw them aside, and yeah, you break free with that action.
All right, I would like to then use second wind, if I may. I will. I do 1d10. See you plus my fighter level. Is that 6 plus 8?
14.
That's 14. That gets me all the way back. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
You have so many hit points now.
That's 79 hit points, y'all.
Ooh, you guys are getting close to 100.
That's tasty.
Maybe
It's a
not
beautiful
10.
thing.
What'd you roll? You got like a 3 hit points, right?
Yeah,
I don't mean to bring it up.
like that.
I'm telling you, it sounds like I'm but it's legit. 3 hit points is the difference between life and death so many times.
Oh yeah. No, it was 1. It was 1 hit point.
Just one for Krampus.
Yeah, on that one. But they probably also didn't realize that I still had my action surge, so I'm gonna go
Oh!
pop that.
Nice.
Papa's
Let
angry.
it pop up.
Yeah, what's
Papa.
nice about Action Surge, it does not
Papa.
cost a bonus action
Papa.
pop, so you can whoop, get your an entire full action. So that's your both of your attacks.
Papa.
I'm not already close enough to attack them, right? So I would have to physically move up at least 1.
That's correct.
Okay.
But from there,
Now-
you could reach both of them.
Okay. That was my next question. God, you are so intuitive.
Boy, I got it.
Bravo. Yeah,
I've
I
played
like it.
several fighters. I'm like, yep.
Outstanding. No, dude, I love it. I love it. So, I'm
Ooh.
just gonna
Ooh.
do. Oh shoot!
All right.
I didn't mean to hit the last one. Sorry, that was.
Oh yeah, because you don't have the bonus action. It's fine.
Right.
I suck the bonus action that you didn't use.
Right.
You're like,
It's all
it
good.
starts to go, and it's like, and you look back, it's just me like holding on to it. All right, Thoricus. Yeah, I mean, 16 AC, 27 AC, both enough. Are you splitting those between the two of them?
If I can destroy one, and as I do, scream axe life.
It is. You don't. Even combined, the 28 damage is just shy of. It's. I'm just gonna tell you, it's 4 hit points. As we were just talking about how sometimes it's just a few. He will have 4 hit points left if you just want to unload on one of them.
Okay, well then let's just split the diff. I'll go 1 and 1, just to bring them both down a peg, if you will.
Nice. Swinging your mighty two-sided axe, you know, striking with both Lucille the Fury and the Blightbringer. You kind of begin your Cyclone of Doom. Your axe strikes just slash directly through the body frames of both of these two, standing at attention, waiting to for their command from Divot. You see that the wounds, same exact thing as before. They split, and you watch the log split in half once more. As now there instead of just 2, there's now 4 little tiny, just little 5-foot little tree guys.
They
You're
are.
like,
For the queen! For the queen! We're gonna get it for the queen, man! We're gonna get it! Ah, man, we're gonna get it!
and it's like kind of freaky. You're like, oh crap! And there's all these little tiny tree guys like coming out. But they all stop and then look up and again, because Divot, you've noticed again, it's like this is the same being, and by applying your magics when you did, you've managed to affect them all. So they're like, And they all just look up at you. That was supposed to suck a lot, but you kind of got them in that. They do. You split that damage up amongst them, which I will factor in here. But yeah, Thoricus, you managed to split out a few of these these little logs that now have little pinpointed blue and purple magic eyes and little tiny teeth. Out of here, mad, you're mad. Super mad about it. Real mad, dude. I didn't want you to know that. Sorry, there's 4, so it takes me a little longer to do their health roll.
You're
All
doing really good.
But yeah, you see, they also, each of them have those thickets and brambles kind of growing off their body. Now there's kind of like a little cloud of spikes that permeates the air around the little 10-foot square of them.
Oh, you know what? I think I was supposed to take damage on that, wasn't I?
Oh yeah, you take each hit. You take a D4 at that level. You take 3. You're like,
okay. I was like, I just want to be fair.
Yeah,
I know.
I appreciate
I
it.
know you talked about the rose.
You like grab one and just rub it in your face because you're like, psh, man, F these plants.
No, it's all good, bro.
Oh yeah, and I'm sorry, that was for you. They are right in front of you there. That way you're in range. So yeah, you've split out 4 more of these little guys, and that I believe would be your full move, right? You're gonna hang out there.
Well, no, I only moved 1 square after I broke the vines. So, is it possible? I know running through them is difficult terrain, or something like that.
Squish.
But is it possible that I could get to the other side of them, even with that difficult terrain?
All right, yeah. Thoricus, you've got your little spinning cyclone of doom, and you suddenly pivot your feet, and you just start swinging your axe over one shoulder, so that there's just this like cutting wheel of force in front of you, and you just buzzsaw right through the middle of these 2 trees there, and you see.
No.
A bunch of super tiny ones spill out of them. Yeah, they're like, we're gonna dude, you're so effed. And yeah, you see their little storm of thorns as literally these little like splinter tree guys just kind of spill off, barely a foot long, and just kind of start scattering around and looking at you quite menacingly. Until, yet again, all of their little bodies stop when they look up on the imposing red face of death itself. And they, too, all stand prepared to obey. But yeah, Thoricus, you managed to do that. There's just like, if you imagine like paint splatter, there's just like a bunch of these little dudes just kind of splashing off as you buzzsawed your way through them.
Hell yeah.
What an adorable little army.
They sound so cute.
And they're all hexed by Dimit.
Oh,
It just keeps multiplying.
oh.
All right.
Well, I'm saying, like, we could just go plant them, and then they could grow into much, much bigger ones, and then we could have them be on our army, right? That was kind of the plan, to make them seedling, sapling, army planter things.
Hell yeah, like
Got
little
it.
Cybermen.
Right, exactly.
You guys set up a grow shop.
That little house that we got.
Yeah, you need some
All
trees.
right, I call my house. Or Weebo house.
Weebo house.
All right. Thoricus,
Well,
that's the end of your
call
turn.
it Weebo
Brunor's going to
house.
be up. Oh, my dryad.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, Brunor, you're up.
Cool. Can Brian go first?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, he acts
Great.
on your turn in initiative.
I want Brian to use his thick boy breath weapon.
Wow.
I do. I want to go to there.
Yeah.
All right.
I just kind of, so I'm seeing Bruno sees them like splitting and when they get attacked. And so I think I'm gonna give a little look down to my boy Brian, and I'm gonna give him a wink, and he knows that the wink means give him the stink, and that's the breath weapon.
Ah, the old stinky wink. All right, so do you
Yeah.
want to have him shoot it kind of like here, where it doesn't hit Thoricus? Or more hilariously, do you want to have it hit more of them and
Yeah,
also
The
Thoricus?
second one. It's funny that way.
Okay. So yeah, Thoricus. Yeah, it's but in her defense, she is going to hit just about all of them this way.
You know what? I accept.
It won't let me rotate it for whatever reason, but you get the deal. Yeah, everybody except for maybe these little two guys on the outside are going to be affected. It won't let me turn it. That's annoying.
Get a new one.
I'm mad about it. Look, I'll make it work. I bought these cool little spell effects, and I'm going to use them.
There it is.
There we go.
Yay!
All right, so yeah, you
There
could
go.
get feasibly
Forward.
everybody except for basically these outside two up here, and then this one guy down here. But you're gonna jack a bunch of them.
Cool.
And Thoricus.
A little bit.
So roll hot.
Just a little bit. Just a little hot bottom.
It's fine.
DC
It's fine.
11 Constitution save, or take 46 fire damage, to which they are vulnerable. So here we go. There's going to be a whole bunch of little tiny saves real quick. They got to get DC 11. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Whoa.
Oh.
Well. Jesus.
Oh my god, what is...
All right, so many one double. God, 2 ones. On that, which I will pay 5%.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And a crit sip
Ew.
there too. All right, yeah. Brian just itching at the trigger to blow his massive fire breath, and really, this is probably like the most primed that anybody's ever been for this attack. You see this huge, massive wave of green fire spill out. Let me just double check. They take half as much on a success. He is thick. He is wiggly. He is Brian.
Yeah, man.
That's in the spell description. That might have been me when I was high. Brennan, did you do that, or was that actually me and I just forgot?
I think that was you. That had to have been you because I don't remember either. But I also
Zero
didn't remember
recollection
Master
of
Bait. I have no idea, man.
All right, so 2 of them did pass. They're going to take half of 17, and then they take double that, so they're going to take that'll be 8, and then 16 total. Psh, dude, you toast. You watch as these little tiny voice dudes all burn in the searing green fire. Thoricus, give me a Constitution saving throw there. DC
Your
11.
booty cheeks.
Got this, best friend.
Nice
Oh,
fail. With a 7, you take just 8 damage, or 8 fire damage, if you have any.
On your-
fire.
On your
damage.
butt cheeks. Just a little singe.
It's just the end of this, but even you can't help but bask in the searing agony of just the bulk of this collective entity now burning in this green fire. Again, I'm gonna remove this power back. All except for these outside ones are toast. You just see like them just getting lit up, burning, searing in green burning fire, and turning into a pile of ash. You see the pain seems to be shared across the bulk of them as well, as the ones that do remain still not in fantastic shape. Just those ones on the outside.
Sucks to suck.
Sucks to suck indeed. So yeah, that's Brian. But Bruno, you still got your whole turn.
Thanks. I want to use my second wind because I accidentally did, and now I really want to.
Now this time, you're like the real. You were like, shit, that was a good idea though.
I need you, so it's 1d10. I'm gonna do that. Wah!
Plus 8.
All right.
So nice 12 hit points back to you, Brunor, as you
Good
call
enough.
upon your warrior spirit, ready to get at it.
That's freaking tastic. So yeah, okay. I want to continue. Maybe.
You have
I'm gonna-
freedom of movement where your allies don't too.
Yeah.
You're not restricted by these vines.
How else can I get to this dryad? Because I don't have any more hand axes.
And I'm all out of hand axes.
Well played. Well played.
I've got no other hand axes to throw.
Just throw in your belt. Dang it.
And
Could she steal some off of my belt?
She totally could.
Could I? Does it have any to give left?
It's hilarious. Absolutely. You have no more to throw, so you just start grabbing other people's.
I was like, I only threw one.
Yeah, each of you had 4, so there's still 3 at the belt of Thoricus. Just be like,
Cool.
excuse me.
I want to run up and take one and throw it, and it's at the dryad.
Nice, yeah. She does. She's concentrating on entangle, not bark skin. So her AC is actually only an 11 right now. 17 AC more than hits. 6
Yeah,
damage.
praise be.
And then she's gonna have to make a
Unentangle, please.
concentration check. Nice. Now you guys are getting a little higher in level. You'll notice, like when spellcasters are fighting you, a good tactic is to attack
Big
them
up
because they
spellcaster.
also have to make those Constitution saving throws. So it's DC. In this case, she passed. It's either DC 10 or half the damage taken. So she still manages to entangle the party, but she does take a nice 6 axe damage to the face.
Cool. I'll look at Thoricus and then throw the second one. Wah!
Absolutely.
Just
That's
reach
all
around the
you.
other side and toss it. Nice. Heck yeah. All right.
Double 25s. Get the fuck out of here.
Double 25s. Nice. Double 18 rolls. Nice. And it's hot. 8 more damage. Again, because she took damage and she's concentrating on an effect, she again needs to make another Constitution saving throw. The DC is 10 or half the damage. In this case,
Oh, man.
10 is higher. So she makes a Constitution saving throw. And there we go. She beats it. So she's still managing to keep her hold on the spell. But she is. You see a bunch of sap splitting out of her. You know, you can tell that she's not quite as suited for battle as her allies. The strength
Well.
movement.
Well, let's see. I think that's all I got. I got that. She's too far away for me to do anything. I threw a couple hand axes. Yeah,
Your move? Did you move?
I moved close to you so that I could grab your dang old axes.
Oh, okay.
All right. So with that being said, Divot, it's your
One
command.
time.
To obey finally kicks in, and you watch as all these little tiny wooden tree men drop onto their their little sticks on the ground, and they just bow down, and they are basically worshiping you. That's what they're using their action to do this turn. Is they're kneeling in prayer to you. You see the dryad behind them, kind of like very confused about what's going on right now, seeing the searing, green fire take out the bulk of them, and then the ones that remain, it's kind of confusing to her.
For sure.
Well
So
done.
in the moment, I look over my shoulder at Rial and see the Krampus sack that we got, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I point at it, and then to all the little woodland things, I'm like, in.
You just kind of reach over and pull the sack out, and you just, your skeleton finger with the scrimshaw spirals of purple magical energy point into this patchwork Krampus sack that you managed to take off the corpse of Krampus in the battle in the Feywild, and with you through the many portals of the demi-planes twixt you and there. And you just point in the hole, and you see them, and all the remaining, there's only 3 of them left, one medium-sized, 2 small ones. They just charge. Now Brian gets an attack of opportunity if he wants to, but their plan right now is to, and they actually have the move, to run into the sack. If Tynna, you'd get an AOO. Brian would also, if you guys wanted to use Divot, you could even take a stab at him as they go in, or you could just let them all run into the bag.
Do we take?
No, I just want to
I'm just
slap him
gonna
on
let
the
him
butt on the way
Right.
by.
Yeah.
Give him like a
Like-
good game.
Welcome to the dark side.
Yeah, I'm kind of just watching flabbergasted, so I'm not gonna attack. I'm just gonna watch this all happen.
You officially been turned.
All right, Divot, your masterful, your mantle Oh, I forget which mantle it is. You have so many mantles.
Majesty.
Not inspiration. What's the other one?
Is it Majesty?
Majesty.
It's
Majesty,
one of them.
yes.
Yes, Majesty.
Yes, yes. Your majestic
Like
mantle.
the purple mountains.
With the sweet scrimshaw and purple magical energy, you watch as the last remaining of these small little guys jump into the sack. That being the end of their turn, they just disappear into this seemingly bottomless sack that you have. You notice the bag starts to shake. Divot, roll 1d100.
Oh my god.
Oh, this always
Yes, sir.
That's oh my god.
I'm on 100. Damn it.
What does it mean?
Divot, you're holding, the rim of the sack pointing down as the last of their little twig bodies jumps in, and you see the bag itself starts shaking, and you're like, what the? And you look down, and you're sucked into the bag as well. So yeah, Divot, you everything just kind of goes black, and you just hear these in this black void of nothingness. You just hear these strange like, "Oh, what the crap, dude? That's the freaking worst, man! What the heck? That sucks, man!" But you can't see where they are or where they're coming from. But yes, Divot, you've also been sucked due to the wild magic of this strange sack. Again, you guys are kind of using this thing, not knowing too much about it. It did manage to swallow you as well, Divot. You guys witness it. You're all kind of staring at the bag, having watched the rest of the enemies, except for the dryad and Divot now disappearing into Krampus's sack. You're like, oh crap. And you all kind of at the same time turn your head to look, at the remaining dryad whose turn it is right now. She's going to do her special tree walk ability. Now, Divot is the one that would be able to see where she went, but he's seeing in 360 degrees a whole lot of nothing right now.
Am I still connected to any of the vines that I was entangled to?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Well, can I, as like a reaction, start pulling on them?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as you're kind of flying through this like void of nothingness, you're like, get these crap, and they're still kind of constricting on you, even though they don't seem to have the same strength as they once did. You're just kind of floating through this void of nothingness, similar to the experience that Thoricus had, where it's just kind of like this void of hollow energy, devoid of sound, other than the sounds of the other people that were sucked in at the same time as you. But you can't see them; you can just kind of hear them crying around you. Oh man. So yeah, the dryad actually she turns invisible and then teleports. 10, 15, 20. You know what? Actually, it's on the map, and I'm going to be fair here. Let me get passive perceptions. Tell me what your passive perception is. So whatever your modifier is, just add that number to 10, and that's your passive perception. Let me know what it is.
Would that include me?
No, Divin, unfortunately, because you're in the sack, you can't see. You would actually have been able to have this check with advantage because of your robe of eyes and your extended vision. But it has its own limits. She jumps into a tree and she can only teleport a certain amount, and that amount is 60 feet. So feasibly, if you're just add whatever your perception modifier is to 10, and that's what your passive is, because you're not actively looking for her right now.
14.
Mine's 13.
Mine's 17.
17. Oh.
Damn!
You know what? My 17s, I think that's fair. 1, 2. You see, as she teleports, you see her body disappear into the tree entirely. And then you see kind of this strange little flash of leaves pop off to the south, on the south west side of the map. If you recall kind of that bottom corner where you saw
where
that
that
strange
treasure chest
treasure.
is?
There
Yeah.
be
That
treasure.
eye on for a long, long time.
Yeah, and so you see her pop up. Only two of you do, if you'll forgive the meta knowledge. But yes, Rial and Tynna, you guys noticed that little shift. Tynna, your knowledge of nature, just like that strange shift of leaves, is an uncommon magical phenomena. Rial, you're just so naturally perceptive. You manage to just hone in on it as well. You see the disturbance. She's got cover because she's actually in the trees there. But yeah, she teleported 60 feet away into another tree.
I'm also aware of that treasure. The only people, it was me and Divot that knew the treasure was there, so.
Yeah, that's true. You guys ended up like taking off out of here, like, ah, dang it, as you ran by. So that's the end of her turn, though. Because she can't. Well, no, I'm sorry. I'm just going to be fair to her as well. Let's see what her ability is. If that takes. Yep. Nope, that's cool. It's not a magical effect that would break her concentration. So you guys are still entangled, those of you that are. So sweet. That's the end of her turn, though. Real Othervon, you're back up. What do you do?
Oh, okay. So, being entangled. Nobody likes the entangled life, but you just adapt and survive. And I see that Divot's right there by me, or he was. So he went into this sack. But
I hear straight in the sack, by the way.
I'm no novice to this sack business. I've seen this kind of thing before. Last time my best friend got caught in the sack, all he had to do was whip out an old knife and cut him out. If I looked in the hole, I couldn't find my best friend.
That's true.
Yeah.
Just go in and out of the hole, no best friend. But once I cut the sack open last time, that's how we got Thoricus out. So I'm gonna do that, cut open a flap in the sack, and shout out to Divot. Throw me a bone. They're after your treasure. And then put it in the slash.
All right, I love it. So you pull the knife out. I'm just double checking because I'm pretty sure it's an amount of damage that needs to be done to it. Yeah, it's actually a pretty high amount of damage. You need to do 20 points of slashing damage. Now, this bag has no idea you're coming, so that includes your sneak attack. This poor bag never saw him coming. Krampus' sack, just as the dagger slices across.
Not even. I mean, if it's cool, if he doesn't know I'm coming, sneak attack needs a finesse weapon. Can I go scimitar the rapier on it?
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh.
Sim.
So you're going to be rapier target.
So yeah, it takes 20 points of slashing in a single turn to cut out the inside.
Does the sneak attack help though? He didn't see me coming.
It does. Yeah, you get to add your sneak attack to it.
Damn it!
You hit a 14 AC, which is a hit. You did 5 damage and an additional 9, so you did 14. So not enough, unfortunately, to cut him out. But yeah, you cut in. You're trying to just slash your buddy out. You're just didn't expect that. Real, do me a favor. Roll 1d100, please.
God.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Okay.
You guys knew.
You're fine.
48.
You see the bag starts to rumble similarly to when Divot and Thoricus both were drawn inside of it, and you kind of finesse your magical energy away from it, and you see it's unable to draw you within. But yeah, then you see this thing's highly unstable. It's this is a bit of a, you've heard of bags of holding, which are just kind of bottomless bags. This thing seems to have a little bit more going on with it.
He's a loose cannon. He's off the force.
Yeah.
On road.
Crib is the sick.
Give me your badge. You're a loose cannon. All right, that was a sick. You got anything else you want to do there, Real?
Jeez, I don't know. No. I mean, if you want another stealth check, I'll give you that because it's fun. But
at this point, all you're hiding from is a bag. So I think the dryad is over there. She doesn't seem to. I don't even think you need to bother with a stealth check. You're still entangled in this little cave, just poking your finger out and doing mischief and shooting arrows and tearing dudes up with sneak attacks.
I couldn't get at you, buddy. I tried to get you out, but
tried. You did. But yeah, I mean, you guys, it can be a team effort. Again, it's slashing. I believe it's slashing or piercing. Slashing, piercing in a single turn. Yeah, so slashing or piercing works in this effect. And yeah, if that's the end of your turn, Real, Tynna Smoothhands, you are up. Tynna Dirty Hands.
Yeah. Ooh, grimy. Ooh.
grimy.
Ooh.
The healing
Well-
is good. Fingertips.
Yeah, it's exfoliating. Well, I take notice of this dryad, but I think I have to try to unentangle myself in the present moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna use my action to do that.
All right, that's a strength check against. I believe it's a 14. Was the DC on Rotangle? It's pretty good.
I don't know. It was so far below what I rolled, I didn't even notice.
Kitty girl. Kitty girl.
My eyes and roll 20. I'm trying to find the right
Dude, that's
button to
me.
press.
Just so it's
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
do I have
unfortunately,
advantage or
Tynna, Again,
Oh,
you're
man.
you're trying to, you're the lord of these kind of plants. You've been enraptured in your own nature before, not even that, not but a couple days ago. But in this case, the twisting magics, the life of this strange, nature, is not quite so easily quelled by your magical force, and your little halfling body just not strong enough to fight against the constricting snakes as these vines twist around your legs.
Oh, well, that's so frustrating. Okay, well, am I in range of the bag?
You are in range of the bag, yes, and you have you have
Okay.
left at your disposal. You have a bonus action.
Well, let me see here. Let me see here real quick. Sorry.
Yeah, Entangle is actually, just so you guys know, so it's actually a pretty handy spell for this reason. It's it takes a full attempt, your whole action to try to get out of it, and if you don't, it's oh, that sucks, I just lost my action, So it is a good spell, and I think it was a good idea for you guys to try and break the concentration on the Dryad. She just finally rolled hot. Somebody did. I've been rolling a lot of ones, so that was good.
Well, I'm gonna summon my spiritual weapon because I can use that as a bonus weapon, correct?
That's true, yeah. You summon it as a bonus action. I think it even gets to attack on that first bonus action. I believe in the range on it is 60 feet, if I recall, too.
Yeah. I think it is 60. But I want to summon my scythe, and I want to try to pierce the bag with the scythe.
Okay, yeah, totally. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does get an attack, so go ahead and cast it. The bag, I believe, gets a saving throw. It's a semi-sentient thing, so it has a bit
Just
of
keep
it's not a save,
stabbing
it's
this
a
bag.
spell attack.
Yeah, just keep
so-
slicing that sack.
Pretty easy to blast it.
Slicing that
For you.
sack.
I think it
Swing,
gets a
swang.
ranged spell attack.
Oh, does this mean that she's also going to have to roll?
Exactly. 10 AC, that's all it has. It's a stupid bag. 12 more damage
Stupid
is enough
bag.
when combined with Rial's. Tynna, you take your scythe and just kind of spin it around behind you to cut the bag. You slice the top of the bag off. You see, remember, it's stitched mini patches of bag. And so one of the little patches just flaps open. And you see as divot gets coughed out of this strange black void. And so do
Of course.
the little tiny wood guys.
Usually what happens.
And they're super mad. You see their deranged eyes no longer, because of the damage that they took inside, no longer under the spell. You see 3 of the tiny
Great.
ones. You got 3 tinies left that get coughed out of the bag as well.
No, we only want a divot. We only want a
No,
divot.
you can go back in. You can go back in.
These pesky bags. You do see their little thorns and everything brambling out. Remember, if you attack them within range, you'll take some damage. So sweet. But Divot, you're back out and back into initiative, and it's your turn, so that's super helpful. So Boom, you're up. What do you do?
All right. So, can you tell me how big the smallest one is?
They are about mathematically they're about 2.5 feet tall.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's 1 medium and 2 smalls. There we go. I'm not cheating. Here you
Okay. And they are all still hex?
go. Yes. Yeah, they are all still hexed by you.
All right. I'm gonna Eldritch Blast these guys.
Tasty. Which one? So there's the one that's medium sized. He's 5 feet tall, and then there's the 2 that are 2.5 feet tall. Which ones do you want to hit?
I'd like to hit. I'd like to hit the big guy first.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. So your first little beam does not hit. Unfortunately, the second one does. Oh no, I'm sorry. We're doing that. I forgot. We're doing advantage, disadvantage. You cast the spell one more time for the
they're
second
hacks,
beam.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cast it one more time for the second beam.
Oh, these beams?
Oh, these.
These beams.
But yeah, you see, again, they have pretty thick armor, so as your Eldritch Energy blasts, it doesn't, the first beam doesn't quite cut into them. The second one does. It's not the crit, because you don't have advantage, but it does hit, and it hits for a lot. It hits for 13 damage. You blast into him, and you see again as your burning energy splits him in the middle. He splits down into two little tiny guys.
And then I also get the extra necrotic damage.
Oh, yes, you do,
correct?
bro. Yeah, you do. Because you're a hex.
Wait, Eldritch Blast isn't that a bonus action?
No.
No?
What do I get to roll for that exactly? 1d6?
Yeah, it's I'm not sure if hex scales with level. I know it's 1d6. I don't know if it ever goes to 2d6. But I know for a fact it's an extra d6. Because my dude had it.
No, it just lasts for longer
Cool.
as you yeah.
So yeah, go ahead and add a d6 to that bolt, and to your 13, so 15. Nice. They are actually they're even though they're smaller now, they're still in really bad shape. You see sap kind of pouring out of all of them. They still look at you with kind of like a ferocious eye, like for the queen, and they're all like super mad about it. But they are still there. There's 4 of them. I'm sorry, there we go. There's 4 of them now. And yeah, that would be that's your Eldritch Blasts. You got anything else, Tibbet?
No. So just to clarify, all 4 of them take that 2 damage.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, because they're all hexed, so it just splits across them.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Sweet. All right, so the just so you know, the furthest one on the left is probably in the best shape. The other 3 here are looking pretty bad. Lots of sap pouring out of them all over the place. Which brings us to the woodsman, Mr. Thoricus Onyxheart. You look down, you see a bunch of the little dudes spilling out of the bag where once you saw Divot disappear. But they are now in a pretty dangerous position. They're pretty close to some of your softest fellas. What do you do?
Well, obviously, still need a nap. Super angry about it. And want to kill something.
It's true, the nap is farther away
The big
than it's
3.
ever been.
That's the big 3.
Mm-hmm.
I was angry, y'all. It's gonna happen.
20. Yeah, you can get to these ones on the right pretty easily.
I can get here, right? Because I can do diagonal.
Yeah.
He's gonna build a bed out of these guys.
Oh yeah. So sure. Let's get there.
Your axes start spinning. You see they kind of like look up at you menacingly. You got to give it to them, even for little guys. They have some ferocity to them.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't stop you from turning them into toothpicks. However, Thoricus, you
I
kind
was
of
gonna
run
say,
up.
like,
Yeah, what do you
you're
do?
angry?
You got both of them. What do you do?
Come on. Yeah, I mean, toothpicks sounds nice. Because I plan to eat a delicious breakfast before I pass out and take a nice long rest nap. So I might need something to pick my teeth with before. Look how good these teeth are.
Right? I'm doing
Pop
great.
takes care of his shit,
Take care of
okay?
it.
I brush my teeth before I go to bed.
Floss.
I'm not trying to let that
Crit-
shit sit on my
Crit
teeth.
floss.
Floss.
We're gonna make flossing
Floss,
a big part
floss,
of the show
floss,
moving
y'all.
forward.
What up, Big Floss?
Hey, big floss.
Big flaws coming for you.
We're coming at you, Big Floss.
We come for you, baby. All right. So yeah, exactly that, Thoricus. It's like to you, to everybody else onlooking, it's just this massacre of these 2 life forms that you savagely, with a masterful swing of several of your axes, you allow them to split several times just so that it's easier to just, once they're down to
Right.
about little 16 stripes and you hear all of them like, you just take one clean sweep across the middle and cut all of them in nice little toothpick-sized slices. Both of the ones in front of you are severely dead.
Wow.
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 Severely.
I believe you still have 5 feet of movement and a bonus action if you did want to do your little your feet.
I can still, yeah, you're right. I can move into that space,
Yeah,
right?
now that they're dead, yeah.
Now that they're dead, without. Okay, and then I'll just. Oh.
Just step on their splintered bodies. Yeah, again. Oh no, these are the tree ones. They still have dope AC regardless.
Right, it's like
you're just like you're kind of tripping over their little bodies. You know, it's just like, oh, there's so many dead, and all you can think about is picking your teeth and taking that nap. You know, it's so.
Oh
soon.
man.
And you just kind of haphazardly. You don't even really swing at it very well. You're just like, oh man, that nap's gonna be so tight.
Tina's gonna make the best breakfast.
You're almost
I can't
just
even-
like, you're out of
Don't
initiative.
you-
You're just
right.
like setting up the nice little sleepy spot.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna be
It'd be so nice.
All right, Thoricus. Which brings us to Brunor the Serpent. What do you do?
Excellent. Well, first I watched Brian try to break out of his stuff.
Strength check. Yep. Nice. Yeah, he does. Strength.
Excellent.
Good boy.
He's such a good boy. You're right. He's such a good boy.
Good.
And then I want to use my movement to get up. Like, okay, so I have this visual idea, right, of him like he breaks out of the vines, but also breaks out of where he's hiding. And then I want to like jump and like land on him and go up because I lost track of this dryad lady. So I want to, and the only thing I know how to do, like when I don't know what the fuck's going on, is go up and get a little bit of air so I can see
Perspective. A different perspective on things.
Yeah, I like to just kind of get a different perspective if I could.
Hell yeah.
Elevate.
Gotta
Yeah.
elevate yourself, son.
All right, so yeah, Brunor, as described, Brian, you just see his big dragon wings finally just like kind of hook into the base of these roots, and he just whoosh throws out his wings, and a bunch of vines shoot up, and then you kind of make the signal to him, and he leaps, and you guys meet each other in the air. You kind of slide down the back of his neck, turn around, put your hand between his shoulders, and catch yourself as he flies up into the air. With the 60-foot perspective in the air, you two are made aware. We're just gonna kind of move you over here, even though you're not necessarily in that space. But just know you are, you're directly above this. You fly up. Once you're up, I'll tell you, once you're up about 20 feet, and Brian still has 10 more feet of movement, you can do with what you will. You do notice the dryad to the southwest, east.
I see her.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Then excellent. I'm gonna say she's over. Wait, nope. Yep, nope. That sounds like something Brunor would do. She's over there.
You see, she turns and looks up at you like, "Dang," like when you're hiding and you're like, shit. She
Yeah.
gives you one of these, like, come on.
Lily oxen free.
Hey.
So yeah, you're all made aware. Brunor kind of just, you look up and you see, the majestic Brian, the Dracodile flying in the air. Brunor one-handed, kind of riding on the back, gesturing down to this area over here to the southeast. There we go. I finally said it right. Where this dryad here is hiding.
It's east. Yeah, I say it to my friends that she's over there. Yeah.
All right, so that's your move. You still have an action and a bonus action if you want to use them. I know you're all out of hand axes.
That's the problem. A lot of hand axes.
Could she have grabbed the last one out of my belt before she went?
I mean, does she have enough to get to you? No, I would let her like swoop
No, she
down
was
to
right
you.
next to me before she did that, though.
But I'm also way too far away from the dryad to like.
Yeah, to
line
throw a
up with-
hand out.
No, you gotta lob it.
It'd be funny though.
I would. Can I
Oh,
try?
no.
Like, can I just throw it with disadvantage to see if I can lob it?
Heck yeah.
Man,
No, that's
yeah.
hilarious. Do
English.
it. She doesn't have many hit
Okay.
points left either. This would be hilarious.
Like gravity do its
Brunor,
job.
you have
Yeah.
disadvantage.
So I looked down at Thoricus and I'm like, hey, and I like reach my hand out for him to throw his last one at me. Yeah, just excellent. And then I just fucking underhand lob it in the air.
Like a little
Just
kid on the
to
basketball court, you just hurl it. Oh my goodness! Wait, I'm double checking because I don't want to lie, but I think she has an 11 AC.
What if I also use my inspiration point?
Oh,
Because that is so
Wait.
funny.
All
just see
right.
if it hits first.
That's what I'm saying. If it doesn't hit.
Yeah, no, you actually did it. It's an 11 AC. You hit it on the dot, even with disadvantage.
Oh,
You
thank God.
managed
I was,
to.
I was brilling because that's awesome.
So
Do
again,
something
you're
crazy.
here. You're
Do
throwing
something crazy.
from height.
Do something crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's within the outside perimeter. Yeah, Bruno, you're just like, again, at this point, all you know how to do is throw axes. As you're so mad about these freaking wood people. And like the trees
Axe
won't leave you alone. This is why you like the ocean, because trees are a bunch of dicks. And I don't know if you know that about trees. They're notoriously dicks.
Oh my God.
And yeah, so it's just like, nah, and you're just, you build up enough string and you're angry, and yeah, look, well, catch you on the flippity flip. Throw the axe up and over the back of your head. And you just hear in the distance like, for the queen, I shall tell her of what she... And then there's just like some birds that fly up above the tree. Far away.
Could she please be as surprised as Michael Scott was when he actually made the basket? It was like, it went in.
All right, well. Yes, Brunor, you see is this your last thrown axe lands, splitting the tree bark as you hear it kind of split through the splinters of the trees. But suddenly the area all around you is filled with a nice, calming quiet. You look around, the dirt around you is still a little muddy from the last rain. You can smell the moisture in the air. You can feel your skin kind of being darkened a little bit by the sunlight once more. Natural sunlight, not these strange magical abominations on all sides. And even though the treants, draw from the Fey energy, at the end it's almost comforting to be back in a world where you know how to handle such problems. As you look around, now that your only guess that this dryad died is that suddenly the vines that are grasping around your feet just kind of fall to the ground. You all kind of look around. Looks like a victory.
I'll take the W.
All right, actually, guys, with that, we're gonna pick it up there next time because that's I'll never get over that over the shoulder throw hatchet trick with disadvantage, hitting on the exact AC, doing 2 more damage than she had life left.
The fucking JoJo's Bizarre Adventure to be continued.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
Dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun, dun, dun, dun, as the things in the air. Now, yes, awesome, guys. Holy crap. Awesome little treant encounter there. Welcome back to the Prime Material Plane, where the even though you lost a day, so you got some of your timelines are a little different than they were when you disappeared into that portal near Anti-Agatha Frogwort. But here you are. You're back. You've killed the malevolent spirits of Queen Mab that seemingly have let you know that there's a little bit of a target on your back. Queen Mab is not one to be spurned. Now, not just once, but twice. And so maybe something to keep an eye on as you plot some of your next moves. A couple of the dryads did manage to disappear from this fight, so you don't really necessarily know where they're going or who they're gonna go communicate with or anything. So yeah, again, even though you're back in the material plane and there's these dangers, they're dangers that you guys know you can handle. So it's it feels good. You've definitely showcased some of your level 8 powers here.
It feels good.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. Holy crap, dudes. Well, that was a kick-ass game of WeeDnD. Thank you guys. We're here every single Tuesday at 8 p.m. here on Twitch. This was our 39th, which means that our next episode is episode
It's gonna be as old as me.
40, bro. As old as Drew, 5 older than what I'll be this Friday. Holy crap, guys. And we're just going to keep bringing it, man. It's just going to get bigger and better thanks to everybody who does everything that you do to make this thing possible. No bigger thanks than to my wonderful cast, too. Guys, I just fucking love playing D&D with you. And what a joy it is to get to do it with all of you fine people. So we do have a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you've heard about it. Maybe you haven't. But we like to take a lighter like this one right here. Make sure we're not going to light any of our friends, family, household pets, little treant guys of varying heights or sizes, or cat friends, or talking swords, or orbs of powerful light or energy, or portals on fire, and go. Lighters up. Yeah. Thanks for playing D&D with us, guys. We will see you next Tuesday. Next Tuesday!
I imagine that when the axe is in the head, it's kind of like a coconut. Like a really loud coconut sound.
Oh man, it split the skull and you're gonna walk around with it like.
So what? You can't touch me, 'cause I'm from the internet.